Good day to you all. This is Simha and this is Nikhil Mehra. We are here for our second episode of Sports Night Fever, where we discuss our various favorite sports and entertain you with some stats and with some of our observations. And from Nikhil and I, Nikhil has something you would like to thank you viewers for.
Yeah, thank you so much for having logged in. Last time we got, more views than I thought we'd get first up. So happy to be a part of this going forward and try and make this more permanent.
Yes, indeed. So now Champions Trophy will just wrap it up as quickly as possible. This will be just a wrap up of the final. One must give our congratulations to India where it's due. It was a long overdue 50-over trophy. We have won one back again. It's no compensation for the World Cup, but it's a trophy nonetheless. It was a clinical performance, and more on that from Nikhil.
Both teams really struggled to hit spin. But they probably had to bowl pace a little bit longer. And Sharma was good enough to withstand a few overs of spin as well and keep our acceleration up. So we got past 100 before we hit trouble. Right, and at
Yeah.
100 at about 6 and over, it looked like a breeze, like an absolute breeze. So then we hit proper trouble because we went 11 overs, 3 for 26. And it
Yes.
all starts with one of the most incredible catches that any of us have ever seen. I mean, that's a phenomenal catch by Glenn Phillips.
Phillips.
When it first happened, I could not. I mean, obviously, you realize it's okay. I don't know. I thought maybe he's tipped it over the bar or something. I just could not believe he so calmly just sat down after taking that incredible catch.
Phillips takes
It's
blinders.
you know,
He
it's
spills
it's not even
dollies.
just about it's not even the reach in terms of height, in terms of how far up he had to fly. It's how far he has to go.
Yeah.
Because that's not a miss hit. That's absolutely swatted by Shubman Gill. Properly hit.
Yeah.
And he gets so far up so quickly at full tilt, full stretch, and he's catching behind his body with one hand. And it's clean. It's absolutely clean. No fumbling, nothing. I've seen a lot of great fielders, but it rarely transpires that in a tournament in which they're playing 5 matches, there's nothing more than that. It's 5 matches, right? This guy's pulled off 3 absolute all-timer catches in 5 matches. That's
Yeah.
really rare, and it's fortunate for us to have witnessed it.
Yeah. The thing is, Phillips drops simple catches. He's done a lot of this in the England series, Test series. If
Maybe,
you
but
go back and
you know what? I think he's starting to move to another zone now, and all of his cricket looks more confident. I didn't
yeah,
expect him to be able to start against spinners and produce some runs. He made some very important lower order runs in this game, right?
yeah,
Obviously,
but
Michael
this,
Bracewell played the most important innings for them, but Glenn Phillips at a very tricky time set up an important partnership. Otherwise, that 250 could have easily been a 180.
yeah,
Uh, they were well in trouble. They were well in trouble. They were 90 odd for three, and it was sliding
Mhm.
very quickly. Uh, but at all times in this tournament, even in the matches that were close for us, I thought Australia was a reasonably close match. At times, Bangladesh
Yes,
was a reasonably close match.
yes,
We've For Bangladesh, I think we were always 2 wickets ahead for most of the match. But against
yes,
Australia and against New Zealand, I felt we were always 1 wicket ahead. Comfortable enough without being
yeah,
totally comfortable. And this
yeah,
game, by the way, uh, you know, there is that direct hit run out.
yeah.
Oh no, that was
That
Alex
was
Carey.
no, that
That
is
was Alex
Australia.
Carey.
That is
Sorry.
Australia.
That Alex Carey run out against Australia saved us 20 runs and would have made a very difficult game of it.
Yes,
Here, I think Daryl Mitchell stayed too slow for too long.
yeah, yeah,
He was just too slow. I understand this pressure from the spinner, and I completely accept. Even we found it so difficult to get the 3 good spinners off the pitch, off the square. Uh, but those guys did not attack a single spinner. I totally understand that. Just sometimes the way you start. I mean, that first ball by Kuldeep Yadav is just sensational. Talk about
yeah,
grabbing your moment, man. You come around for the
yeah.
first ball you're bowling in that spell, and you're bowling into
Perfect
the
googly.
batsman who can change this
Perfect
game's
googly.
pace, right? And he lands it perfectly. He completely bamboozles him out of the hand, had him LBW and bowled. Perfect
Yeah,
delivery. And that
perfect
kind of
delivery.
sets the tone, right? Because such an important wicket in the next over as well. And there again, he beat Williamson in the flight.
Yeah,
Completely did him in the flight. That's why
Completely.
Williamson's bat was so far ahead of the body when he was
Yeah.
playing that shot, and he gets caught and bowled.
Yeah.
So I understand you're hesitating to attack Kuldeep Yadav. He's not bowling enough bad deliveries.
Yeah.
I understand Varun has always been difficult throughout this tournament. But
Indeed.
you had to go after Aksar or you had to go after Jaddu. Maybe in the end, if you look at it this way, look, we were regretting the fact that Aksar had finger injury, so his 4 overs couldn't be bowled, and that hurt
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
because without his 4 overs, Shami
2
was
overs.
belted
2
his first
overs.
2 overs back.
2 overs. 2 overs. 2 overs.
No, I think it was 4.
No, 2 overs.
Aksar bowled 8. Aksar bowled 6,
Yeah.
man.
He bowled 8. He bowled 8.
Okay, so we couldn't get those 2 overs in, which was 2 extra overs of seam, and we got a belting in that. And what
Yeah.
looked like 220, 230 became 252. And 252, I thought there's something there at least. But then Rohit
Yeah.
starts off the way he does, and he just, he finishes games, man. He finishes games so early in terms of run rate. Except this one didn't finish. I've not seen this in modern cricket in so long that you get up to 100 odd, well above 6 and over, at times around 7 and over for a patch, right? And you're no loss. And you eventually end up for most of your chase, until the very end, you needed over 6 and over. That's what I'm saying. So it always stayed there. Every time we thought we got away a little bit, somebody got a 6, you immediately got a number of dot balls.
Yeah.
Right. And that meant that this is a rare thing. That spin is so difficult. Quality spin is so difficult. So kudos to the management. The decision
Yeah.
to put Aksar up the order and to get Varun in is a game changer. That
Yes.
is, in fact, the ability to read the venue in that way and keep selecting that team is, in real terms, the advantage that India got. And let's not deny it, we got an advantage of playing the same venue. Forget about the travel. I don't think the travel is as much of an issue as just being able to prepare for one venue and having a settled 11.
Yeah.
And, even then you have to get it right. You have to avoid the temptation of wanting to play an extra seamer just because it's an ODI game in the hope that he'll bowl Yorkers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smart cricket, you won. Always stayed ahead of the game in the tournament. And your number 4 is starting to look absolutely mint. Shreyas Iyer. I'm still not convinced that in 27 in a South African World Cup he'll handle short bowling as well as he pretends to be handling right now. And I really use the word pretends because he gets a few shots away on these slower pitches, but he still got out to the slower ball a couple of times, the bouncer a couple of times in this tournament.
Yeah.
Be that as it may, I think that overall the team's in superb health, superb shape. I still wouldn't make any major predictions for 27. I understand both Virat and Rohit want to play through to 27.
Yeah, they do.
But whether on merit they will get there or not get there, we'll have to see. Only problem is hard to see because there's going to be only 24 ODIs from now till the World Cup for India.
27.
So far as they are planned.
27 ODIs or so, I think.
Yeah, so far as they are planned. Right? Yeah. That's not enough ODIs to sort of blood, say, Yashasvi or someone or the other.
You know what's the irony?
Sorry?
You know what's the irony? We are still playing the most ODIs of any top 8, top 10 team in the world. I just checked the FTP program.
That's the calendar problem, right? That's the calendar.
Yeah.
It's not as if T20, like tons of T20s are being played. It's just the calendar problem.
Yeah.
That calendar problem
honestly, I feel
comes from a
Jaiswal...
3-month IPL. A 3-month IPL during season time really slows your ODIs down.
Yeah. The thing is, I was looking at the Jaiswal thing, and this is a personal comment. I want Jaiswal to at least get 20 ODIs minimum by the end of this schedule. And I don't mind even if he's playing as a number 3 or as an opener. I want him to blood in the ODIs because ODIs is the one format where you can make runs without too much issue with the test ball. The test match tests you a lot more than the ODI, and T20 you have to keep going for it. So you're not going to get many runs.
And you're right. And because he's a very good batsman overall, much as Shubman Gill is, he looks like he'll fit this format perfectly.
Yeah. And he has only one ODI cap, so it's too little to judge him yet. He needs at least 10, 15 under his belt. Simple as that.
And you'll have to try Abhishek as well. You can't keep a guy like Abhishek.
Yeah, but I don't know where do you even put him. Like if you move Gill to 3 and you make Abhishek and Jaiswal open, that's your ideal.
There is no holy grail that everybody's spot is safe, right? Anybody can be moved out. Anybody can be removed. Uh, and Abhishek his hitting ability is kind of mad, man. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he reminds me of Travis Head. He could be an Indian Travis Head.
No, I don't think
Supreme
this is
ability.
Travis Head. I think this is a little more. It's a little bit more. I mean, that century he hit against England was a little
Yeah,
crazy, man, in the beat.
pure genius. Pure genius. That was just
I mean,
stroke play at its finest.
it's forget genius. It's that hitting power is really, really rare. And that
Hmm.
cleanliness of hitting is really rare. And he was
Yeah,
hitting proper pace.
yeah. Now let's go to everyone's favorite comedy segment and let's just laugh at the state of affairs. Honestly, this truly is one of the greatest teams ever assembled, according to themselves. This is a wonderful phone number. Honestly, yeah, 00181332717171811219. Lovely. Truly amazing batting, brain dead performances. And honestly, I don't blame them for trying new guys because Babar and Rizwan have a ceiling. That ceiling is not going to go any higher. Simple as that. And this was a wonderfully terrible batting performance of the highest caliber. I mean, just look at this. They turned Jameson into a test match legend once again. They made Jacob Duffy into a legend. And yeah, I mean, the pitch was fine. The pitch was absolutely fine. Just look at how the New Zealanders demolished them in the second innings. This was the first T20. And they tell that Afridi is apparently some great bowler.
You know
Yeah.
I'll sort of just to play devil's advocate a little bit. The first game on a New Zealand tour can always be tricky.
Yeah.
It's I can't tell you how many times it's happened to us. It's happened to us with this team as well. We've never won in New Zealand. Every time we've gone to New Zealand, we've had a few absolutely shit performances. And New
Yeah.
Zealand can
Yeah.
surprise. It can always surprise. But this wasn't one of those. I think this is not even a first rate New Zealand team. It's not their
This is a
first
third rate.
11. It's not
They
even their
have the
first
second.
11.
Yeah.
And the gap between this team and Pakistan in those conditions is actually quite stark. Schoolboy stuff.
I mean, some of the dismissals were just shocking to say the least. And then,
No, but the one I wanted to talk about, do you have the second ODI, the second
yeah,
T20 score?
second T20. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, so I didn't watch this. This was a weekday, but I saw the score. And my favorite stat was I saw this scoreboard when New Zealand had played 6.4 overs, 40 balls.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
They had hit 10 sixes in 40 balls, five
Yep,
each for
yep,
each opener.
yep,
That is obscene. You cannot go for
yep,
a six every four balls. You cannot even do
yep,
that in the goddamn IPL where everything is now a lappa, where 270 is being made, 280 is being made. You simply
yep,
can't do that. You cannot go for a six every four balls.
yep.
That means you do not, and this is your top level bowling lineup. That means you have no idea what to do.
Consider the figures of Afridi. Just for a moment, just look at this wonderful figures of Afridi. Take a gander. 3 overs, one maiden, 31 runs, no wickets. So he considered 31 of the next two, and he was smashed for 4 sixes. Muhammad Ali also was launched for 4 more. Tim Seifert looks like he'll definitely be a handful on flat decks, and we'll have to watch out and plan for him.
Yeah, he
Ravindra.
looks more like a baseball batter than a cricket batsman.
But the future of T20 cricket, if it's on flat pitches, is going to be baseball style
Yeah,
hitting.
I
It's
agree.
not.
I 100% agree. Nobody is expected to play more than 10, 15, 20 balls. And their job in those 20 balls is to hit a 200 strike rate.
That 200 is your bare minimum. You'll have to probably hit 250, 300 in the days to come. That's how fast the
Yeah,
game is.
that's how small the grounds have become. That's how fast the pitch. That's how easy pace the pitches are. It's
Yeah.
just too easy. This whole format is too easy.
But consider the run rate gap, right? They smashed it in 13 overs. They should have probably done it in 12 or 11, considering how fast they were going.
No.
These guys didn't do.
They lost wickets in clumps. Losing
Yeah,
five
that's what
wickets is
they did.
very odd. I mean, they were otherwise cruising completely.
Yeah, I mean, look
They
at
could have
this.
done
They
this in
were,
10 overs, man. It was done in 10
yeah,
overs.
yeah, it should have been done in
And
10
it was
overs.
rain reduced game, so it was 15 over game. But they could have
Yeah,
done it in 10. Then, if the Pakistanis want to fool themselves, then they will look at the fact that they had a brief comeback in between where, of all people, Haris Rauf and Khushdil Shah got a couple of wickets. And made it look a little closer than it was. But that 5 down kind of flatters them a little bit in the context of the speed at which New Zealand batted.
Yeah. I'll give you another example of a great stat. Look at this Aga innings. Salman Ali Aga batted at a strike rate of 164, which is not bad. Don't get me
It's pretty
wrong. It's
good.
not bad. It's pretty good. But the thing is, his career strike rate is 110. I am not joking. This is literally his career strike rate. I'll just
No, but
take
they
a
made him
gander over.
captain now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I think
Not even
they made him
106. I'm
captain
sorry.
now.
103.
Doesn't matter. They
103.
made him captain now. They made him captain with these instructions, right? You have to attack. You have to have a much faster strike rate. So he's
So
going to
at least
attempt this for now.
yeah.
But in the aftermath of the copium that you would hear from television shows in Pakistan, there was a lot of stuff about the right players aren't being picked. The system is wrong. Blah blah blah. As of now, it just looks to me like there's a genuine problem in terms of talent.
Look, I think they can resolve this, but they'll have to be patient. They have to forget about this series. They have to forget about the next 5-6 series. Play these guys itself. Play these guys. Give them a
No, but you
long
say
run.
these guys on the assumption that this is your understanding of this is the best 12, 15, whatever it is.
I'm not
I
saying they're
don't
the
know if
best
this
12.
is the most attacking 12, 15 they have.
I agree. My point is, this is not their best 12. I completely get that. Let's assume it's not their best 12. But I am saying you have decided on a path, and there's a T20 World Cup in a year, in exactly a year. You have to basically throw the dice and say these are the people
Where
who
is
we are
that one
going to do
happening?
20 T20s. Simple.
Where is that T20 World Cup happening?
India and Sri Lanka. So yeah.
Sri Lanka
I'm
might still offer some interesting conditions. Ours are going to be a joke, man.
No, Sri Lanka are going to give flat decks as well. T20s, they've moved away from
No,
the
I'm sure
spinner.
they'll have flat decks, but it's just the nature of Sri Lankan conditions and Sri Lankan pitches, etc. There is always something there.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, last year when India went and played T20s in Sri Lanka, two of them India bashed well over 200. Only the third pitch was this tired pitch, which got a 130 result, and India won the super over. So point is, Sri Lanka is starting to move away from their tired spinning tracks, especially in T20s. The reason is once they get onto flat decks in the other countries, right, their batsmen can't hit anything. So they are fine. If our batsmen need to hit big scores, there's only one method, and that is to make our pitches flat as well.
Okay, so we'll see. We'll
T20s.
see when that comes close.